I don't know whether you've seen on social media, but there are lots of people who are posting photographs of themselves when they were little. And I love it because it just brightens up my timeline, because on social media there seems to be so much doom and gloom. And so I thought I would brighten up this devotional with a few pictures of me when I was little. This is the first one. It is of me and my brother Richard, and we are playing swing ball in the garden. Check our clothes out. We are looking mighty fine. And then if we go on to this next one, this is my dad playing the piano and Richard and I singing along. Again, fantastic hair, and check out those curtains. Easter time is quite a poignant time for my family and I, because a few years ago on Easter Saturday, very suddenly and out of the blue, my brother died from a heart attack. There were no warning signs, it just happened. And in that one moment, it completely turned my world upside down. Everything changed. And I wonder if for many of us at the moment, we're feeling a little the same, that our world has been turned upside down, that nothing is quite the same, that we have questions, that there is anxiety, there are things that we are struggling with, that our world has been turned upside down. And I suspect for the disciples, that is exactly how they felt on the very first Easter Saturday. On the Friday, the Good Friday, the day before, their friend, their Saviour, the Messiah, had been nailed to a cross and crucified. And I suspect the day after, they were inconsolable, that their world had most certainly come crashing in around them. They didn't know that on the third day Jesus was going to rise again from the dead. They thought that was it. They found themselves in the darkest time. One of the advantages that we have is that we may be facing difficulties, but we have hindsight. We can look back and we can see that Jesus died, but Jesus rose again. Jesus is alive, and Jesus is able to help us in the situations that we find ourselves in today and each day. On that Easter Saturday when my brother died, it came as just a complete shock. I didn't sleep at all that night, and I got up in the morning and I decided it was Easter Day and I wanted to go to church. I didn't necessarily want to go and to see everybody else, but I wanted to go and put myself in a place where I would be reminded of the truth of my faith. I would be reminded that Jesus is alive. And so as people sang hymns and as Donald preached, I cried. But there was something that touched me within, that I knew that God was with me, that I'm not in this on my own. And I want to encourage us that wherever we find ourselves this Easter time, if we're struggling, we may not obviously be able to meet together physically, but we can still meet with Jesus. Jesus is the one who invites us to come to him and to find hope and help and light, and to be able to persevere in whatever it is the circumstance that we find ourselves in. Jesus gave us this invitation that we find in the scriptures. He said, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls." Jesus invites us to come and to find rest, to find hope and to find help. I want to finish this devotional by playing us a song. It's a song by Rend Collective, and it's called Rescuer.
Strength is gone. You're the one who calls me on. You are the life, you are the fight that's in my soul. Oh, your resurrection power burns like fire in my heart. When waters rise, I lift my eyes up to your throne. We are Christ. You have overcome conquerors.